Going into a subfloor detail where conditions were quite bad, and as you can see, the sand's been put over the surfaces, and you see how dry this sand is. When you have a look at the before and after shots, you'll see that how moist this area was and how dry the surface becomes, and hence it's so good to put down the sand and dry out the soil. The beauty about the sand is that when we go to the underlaying soil, you see that the underlaying soil retains its moisture, and that has a big influence on the foundations. You don't get a lot of foundation movement, and with the dry sand, once you've got that dry sand, you're still retaining the moisture in the soil substrate, and you're not having the conditions that allow for the fungal growth to grow over the soil surfaces, simply because it's lacking the moisture content that it needs right at the surface, and you eliminate the musty odours that typically occur in buildings. So a really good example of a subfloor that has been reconditioned, or the sand has been applied to the subfloor. And the beauty is, straight after very heavy rain, some of the areas get a little bit moist, and then that surface rapidly dries off, and I've just moistened up that edge, and that'll dry very, very quickly. So you can see where the layer's been applied right across the subfloor. Now the layer's not that thick. When you sort of dig down, you see that it requires 20-30 mil of sand to be able to achieve that really nice surface, and it becomes like the beach, and it works. The way that I figured it out initially was watching the beach and understanding how a beach works in its moisture transfer and the like. And I've been doing these subfloors, or getting people to recondition the subfloors for some 20 years or more now, and it really makes a huge difference. Regardless of your ventilation, I've got an area here where we've got very poor ventilation, and the soil is dry, and there's no real issue. Ground, the clays are sort of keeping that moisture, or retaining moisture. You do get this yellowish coloured stuff over the soils. That is a fungi, and that fungi can contribute to musty odours and the like. Now, wouldn't be a bad idea to actually consider cleaning out the subfloor of any debris, and then placing whitewashed sand over the surfaces, and that eliminates conditions for that sort of fungal growth to occur. Underside of the bathroom, quite possibly the floor waste is just draining into the subfloor area and needs to be connected to a sewer. There is evidence of past moisture penetration to shower recess that's no longer located in this lower level bathroom. So we've got these termite workings near the laundry door area. You can see how the termites have got through the ant capping, and the ant cappings not suffice. I'm not finding any termite activity in those workings at this stage. They do appear to have been treated, but I'd still highly recommend that a chemical treatment be carried out to the property, rather than relying on that baiting and monitoring system. I still do get concerned, and it's not uncommon that termite workings where a baiting and monitoring system have controlled the termites, for termites to come in and reinfest existing workings. At least from within the subfloor, these areas where we observe the termite workings, they haven't really caused any major damage to these timbers that are visible. What happens in the wall frames, I'm unable to determine exactly. And additional termite mudding observed right to the corner of the subfloor. So this is the southeast corner of the subfloor. We see all this termite mudding, areas where major trails of termites have been broken away in the past, and yeah, just looking at the size of those trails that have come in, and yeah, the amount of termite activity that would have been involved there is quite significant. One thing that we do see here is that you get that moisture seeping through, and that's from the area of that downpipe that's no longer connected. So yeah, having that downpipe in that manner is really a direct contributing factor. Oh, here we go. Look at this. We found an active termite in this working. How well I can see that on the camera, I'm not sure, but yes, we have. I've just moved this termite mudding and found active termites here. So yeah, you can see that termite just crawling around there at the end of the screwdriver. So certainly a termite treatment is strongly recommended. We've got new penetration of termites. Whether they've actually got into the building, I haven't determined, but I'll just go straight ahead and do a treatment based on that observation alone. Overall, it is an old fibro house with the hardwood timbers and everything. It can cop a fair bit of termite attack without it really diminishing from the structural integrity as such. So yeah, the structure, even with those observations of the termite damage, is still considered to be sound and quite adequate for intended purpose as such. For example, you look under this bathroom detail, an area that's a complete airlock, just no ventilation whatsoever, and with the sand down, yeah, you're getting a really good dry or dry surface, or dry sand to the surface. And huge difference. And now that I've got the good substrate of the sand, previous termite damage has no activity, and we've got effective control of those details, and really makes also a big difference in the termite control and how effective the chemicals bond to this sand in general. Again, coming up under the laundry area, we see right on the rear wall that we've got those termite workings that have just come in and out of the brickwork. Don't extend right from the ground, actually go through the dwarf wall foundation on one side, then come back out and go back in to the other side. So yeah, just how termite activity sometimes can work. Now with the sand, it really is a detail or application of sand in subfloors is really something that I developed, and I worked out that some 20 years ago how to resolve a lot of the subfloor issues by just putting in a lot of hard work and letting nature overtake or carry out let nature achieve the balance that it needs, and you get a much healthier subfloor environment and a much healthier house. You can see in this particular dwelling the heavy termite infestation occurred right up in the corner, in the close corner, and that's those are always the issues that a poor subfloor environment is also a lot more prone to termite attack in this instance, where we're achieving an appropriate termite control. So at the end of the day, if you really want to improve your subfloor, you really do need to recondition it in many cases and apply the sand in that manner. It is hard yakka, it is hard work to achieve it, and I encourage people to do it themselves, it is just something that I've found has really improved the conditions in which people live within their houses and makes it a healthier house. So, that's me, Stephen Koelewyn of Ausinspect.